of making it in Philadelphia, or actually outside of Philadelphia, in Horsham. But even this band is finding it hard to believe. Three guys who grew up together through high school, first playing in a cover band called the Screaming Monks. Love that name. Then writing original music, and 3 years later are beginning to take off as Flight of Mavis.
It's not like I haven't thought about. It's not like I couldn't care. It's not like I'm gonna find someone who's better than you. It's not like I'm unaware. Certain things we have in common. See my parties evening down. Certain things you seem to pop, but they remind me of you. Something right's not going on. So all I know is I want you. Well, I'm not ready yet. 'Cause I feel just like a kid. Taking his first step.
We first used to write in high school. You know, we started writing, but we wrote really badly, you know, and we took a break, you know. Dave was at school, I was at school, Ken was in California, and I just kept on writing, and all of a sudden I got to a point that I said, am I wrong, are these half decent? And I showed him to Dave, and Dave got interested, and he said, you know, let's get a band together. So, you know, that's how the writing thing started.
He's writing songs. I mean, he's writing real thoughtful, complete pieces of work that you know, tackle one issue and look at it in depth and take something and take a certain emotion and gnarl it and play with it a little bit, that in a way that I don't think a lot of, you know, people in Philadelphia certainly, but in the country are doing.
Want to run right up to you, but I had other things I had to do, like think about how cold I am, letting you go by once again. My heart was beating just a little bit ago, but now it's gone and I just guess you ought to know you got it.
Comparisons seem to be sort of inevitable when you talk about what bands, you know, you might sound like. Does that bother you when people say, oh, you sound like somebody else?
It bothers you because there's bands that are, everyone, the certain peg now is REM peg. You sound like an REM band because you play guitar and you have a melody, you know, so it's like, yeah, you hate to be judged by, to have to pigeonhole into one little thing, you know. When we like so much, we just want to try to steal a little bit from each band or something.
The fact that they've come from like a record store underground background and, you know, coming out of that kind of a bag, having a real appreciation for music of all kinds is evident when they play. I mean, there's a real original spirit at work there that I think overcomes the REM comparison. It overcomes the alternative rock comparison, which is even worse, because, I mean, the minute that a rock trio gets up there and doesn't sound like the Police, they're all of a sudden an alternative band or some sort of postmodern, you know, curiosity rather than a rock and roll band. And, you know, it doesn't take long watching that band live to see that that's not the case.
Can you describe each one of you individually, the style in which you play your instrument, visually and artistically?
Well, I find myself very subdued while I'm playing, since I have a very deep jazz influence. So I'm kind of a laid-back player. I really concentrate what I'm doing. And
I can't really see much of it because I play with my eyes closed most of the time and with my head down. And Frank sings with his eyes closed. And I think Cam,
I think I play with my eyes closed.
he's like back there, so I don't really see too much of it, but it just got that, you know, feeling about it. There's some shows where you just, you know, think the crowd's right, you're playing good, and the sound's good, and it's just great. That's what I live to play for.
Do you ever feel like, as the lead singer, that you should just put the guitar aside and focus more on just singing? Like maybe add another player to do some guitar work?
It would be scary to not to have a guitar up there. You know, sometimes that is it, but then just like how we've grown up together, we always come to that, like, should we, you know, you could add another person. You know, 3 pieces aren't, you know, there aren't that many around. But we don't want to ruin the chemistry that we have, so, you know, or that we think we have.
Thought I could walk you home. Thought you were all alone. It was a 9 to 5. Someone was on your mind. What more could I just say when you just walk away? Not much that I can do but trying to get close to you.
Well, what's in store now for Flight of Mavis?
Superstardom, rock stardom. Just getting, not that we want to get away from Philly, but we have to get away. We want to play more nationally and just get on the road more and spread the word. And we actually got like a step closer because it looks like we're going to be signing with the FBI, a really good booking agency, like our one we wanted, like, you know, our top pick. So things are looking pretty good, at least for the next couple months. We'll see what happens.